Hello everyone, welcome in today. Today we're going to be doing our draft grades for the NFC North, and we're going to start off with the Green Bay Packers. In the first round, they took Jordan Morgan, and honestly, this pick is a pick that I wasn't so sure about at the time, and I'm still not the biggest fan of. I know he probably fits the Packers style a little bit more than what Graham Barton would have, because I guess a lot of people projected Barton to be a center only, but I personally would have taken Barton over Morgan in that situation. I thought Morgan was definitely late round one, early round two prospect. He was like mid 30s on my top 50 that I never got to release. But it was a little bit of a reach for me. Next up, you had Edgerrin Cooper going in round two. I actually like this pick. He wasn't my top linebacker, but I can see it, and I think he'll fit the Packers well. Pretty solid pick in round two. I don't think he's a Mike. I think he's more of a Will, but that's okay. He's going to fill a role, and I think he'll be really good at it with his athleticism. They also took Javon Bowler to safety out of Georgia, or slot corner. Honestly, I think that he could be really good, and I do like the selection there. I think that was the perfect range for him. It was a solid pick. In round three, they took Marshawn Lloyd, the halfback out of South Carolina. And honestly, this is a pick that I liked. He was in that cluster of running backs, and, you can't complain about him. He's a good player. He performed better at USC than what he did at South Carolina, in my opinion. So maybe he's on the upswing. A lot of people really liked him. He was a solid player. No complaints there. They took Tyron Hopper later in the third round, and this one's a little early for me. I'm a Gators fan, so I've seen Hopper for a while, and I really did like him, but he's just so undersized that I'm not sure it's going to work out in the NFL. I could be wrong, but I'm just really worried about his size being able to hold up at linebacker. And then in round four, they took Evan Williams. I didn't really watch him, truthfully. In round five, they took Jacob Monk and Keaton Oladipo. I didn't watch Monk, but Oladipo was a good player that I thought could go in probably like a round sooner, so that's a solid pick by the Packers. Round six, I didn't watch Glover. I'm not going to lie and say I did. Kalen King, good swing late in the seventh round. He had a lot of hype and things just didn't go well for him. And then in round seven, they also took Michael Pratt, the QB out of Tulane. I thought he was like a round 4 or 5 pick. So truthfully, this is really good value for me. I do not hate the Packers draft, but I do think that my issue with Jordan Morgan in the first round is going to drive this grade down a little bit. Otherwise, it would probably be a solid A, but I'm going to go ahead and grade it out at a B+. Next up, we have the Detroit Lions, the hosts of the 2024 NFL Draft. And in round one, they took Terry and Arnold. Fantastic pick, excellent value, smart decision to go up and get him. Round two, Ennis Rakestraw Jr., good pick. I think they got him at the right spot, and I think he's going to be another strong developmental player. He might be more of a slot guy for him, we'll have to see. And then in round four, they traded up for Giovanni Manu. Didn't watch him, he's out of British Columbia. Really surprising pick, and I think they took him earlier than a lot of people expected. So that's probably a reach, and they gave up a lot to get him. They also took Sione Vaki, and they called him out as a running back. He did play well at running back for Utah, but he was also a safety. Great hybrid player. I think he's worth taking a swing on in round four. I didn't really know how to grade him out. Round six, Mekhi Wingo out of LSU is a good swing in the sixth round. I think he could develop, and I think that was a really good pick. I liked it. Solid. And then they got Christian Mahogany later on at pick 210, and that pick is the one that I think's the steal. Christian Mahogany should have been like a round 4 probably pick. I know he had some injury stuff, so that's why I wouldn't say day 2. Definitely early day 3 though, and to grab him up late in the 6th round. Excellent value. Love the selection for the Detroit Lions. Overall, I'm going to give this draft a little bit of a bump, and I'm going to say A-. I really enjoyed it, and I think they did good. The trade for Manu does make me question some of their process, which is why I probably didn't give it a solid A, but overall good draft. Next up, we have the Chicago Bears, and the Bears honestly had a fantastic draft. You can't grade this anything other than an A. Caleb Williams at number 1, right decision, perfect pick. Roma Dunze at 9, everything fell perfectly, and he's going to pair up with Williams and be a fantastic player for the long haul for the Bears. I love this selection, and I love their first round picks. Round 3, they took a swing on developmental tackle and Kieran Amagaji out of Yale. I think it was a good pick. I watched one game of his. He's raw, but I think they do have 2 solid tackles, so he can learn and maybe get on the field for him. They took a punter in round 4. That was a bit of a shock. I didn't love that, but he's the best punter in college football, and his leg might already be worn out. It's the only question, man. The amount of times he punted at Iowa, man, he might not have too many kicks left in him. In round 5, they traded back into this draft and they took Austin Booker, who is a great swing, but he's raw. This is a prospect that's going to need some time to develop, so we'll see if it ends up working out for him, but I really like it, and like I said, this draft is a solid A. No complaints from me. The last team in this division is the Minnesota Vikings, and of course I left them for last intentionally. J.J. McCarthy in round 1 at pick 10, only trading up 1 slot. Fantastic selection. I really like it, and I think it was was the right call. Later in round 1, they traded up to get Dallas Turner. Probably the right pick as well, but I think they overpaid a little bit to go get him. And then in round 4, they took Kyrie Jackson. Great swing. Loved the selection. Round 6, they took Walter Rouse and Will Reichard, the kicker out of Alabama. Rouse could be a good guard in my opinion, and I do think that he's going to play in the NFL. He might even be able to be a swing tackle for you. Reichert, great college kicker, but honestly, there's no way of scouting kickers. It's all mental, and you don't know if it's going to translate or not. They're round 7 picks. I didn't watch them, so I can't give you a grade on that. But they said C+ for this draft. I don't think it was that bad. I'd grade this one more of a B+. I think not trading up big for McCarthy was a win. I do think they gave up a lot to get Dallas Turner, but it was a need and they filled it. A player that many thought would go at number 8. So good pick overall by the Vikings. Good draft. Gotta love it. I think this might be the best drafting division this year when you look at the overall grades. We'll see if that holds true. But I'm LDJ11. I want to thank you for watching. Drop any comments below and tell me what you think of my grades. And also, leave your grades. I want to see what you guys think of each team. You don't have to be a professional. I'm not. But I want to know what you guys are thinking. So drop any comments, any grades down below. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day. And I'll be back with more soon. I'm out.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar.